Hello and welcome back to M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional. Now today I'd like to talk about on a topic which I think is really important both to owners and brokerages as well as the brokers. Now, lead management is a hot topic. The reason for that is there are a lot of resistance I find sometimes on the sales floor towards the quality of leads being generated and how leads need to be approached and managed so that they can move towards an effective closure. So let's talk a little bit about lead management and a little bit of a mindset adjustment so that we can have the right attitude when we are approaching leads. Now, the first thing I'd like to talk about is when a company goes through a lead management process, when they generate leads, what we need to understand is that it is lead generation, not client generation. Now let that sink in. A company runs a campaign to do lead generation, not client generation. So what do I mean by that? You see, there is this perception that a lead, someone who has filled in all the information, is ready to jump into their car with a check and come on the first phone call. That's never going to happen. The reason why the person reached out is something in the campaign caught their attention and they felt that this could be a potential opportunity. So they are prospects who have the potential. And that's the reason why we have a sales team on the floor. That when you speak to the potential who has the possibility of buying, you use your selling approach, industry expertise, language influence, and convince the person to come for the meeting. Once he's there at the meeting, we fully qualify, understand what the client is looking for, present the solution, manage the concerns, and that's when the lead gets converted into a client. So, we need to change our perspective on this. The fact that someone has put their details in does not mean they have committed to buy. They are interested. Now it is your job and my job to convert that interest into a serious intent and then work towards the closure. Now, it's not just about the lead generation. It is about lead management. You see, at the end of the day, when a person has expressed interest, they're not just looking at one opportunity. They probably have looked at 4 or 5 other campaigns or have reached out to a few other brokers, and they don't need to share that information with us. But the reality is they're in that mode of processing a potential opportunity, so they want people getting back to them quickly. So if you as a broker take your time to get back to this client, he's already engaged with a few others and maybe they just gave better answers, seemed more professional, and you've lost that lead forever. So managing a lead and the expectations becomes equally critical. So what does that mean then? To manage leads effectively, firstly, we must recognize I still have a job to do with this potential client so that they're interested in coming. That includes good regular follow-ups, timely follow-ups. When you have promised that you will get back with certain information, get back with that information within the time frame that you have agreed. Find 5, 6 different ways of approaching the clients. It could be through a WhatsApp, could be through a phone call, could be through a little video that you've taken at a sales center to show the buzz and the activity. Keep yourself alive in the mind of the client. Good research, competitive market analysis. If you can get that done, nothing like it. Show them why this is the good opportunity, but the opportunity is with a limited window. Once you can start to do this and have different strategies to approach a client, the client will continue to engage and will shift from curiosity to serious intent. It is then that they will agree to come for a meeting with you. But to do this, you have to know that leads are genuinely potential. Not every lead is someone looking for a job. Not everyone is a blue-collar worker. That has become the excuses that many of us use because it is easier to say those things than to pick up the phone and have an engaging conversation. But if you want to be putting the money into your bank accounts, you need to be intentional about your lead generation as well as your lead management, and that will include some solid lead follow-up. I want to thank you for joining us on this episode of M&A Ambassadors, Becoming the USP, the Ultimate Sales Professional.